Taoiseach, I want to raise the issue of the complete downgrade of Sligo from the perspective of policing. Just over a year ago, about 18 months, there was a complete U-turn on building a new Garda station. The OPW had purchased a new site, plans were drawn up to build this badly needed Garda station, and even though all that money was spent and promises made, a complete U-turn saw the entire project scrapped and a completely useless refurbishment programme set in place. Now, Taoiseach, just yesterday, Garda management in Sligo, the OPW, the housing section met on the suitability of the station, and it's my understanding that at this meeting there was general acceptance that the current footprint of the existing station is insufficient. Double the space is needed, and the only way that the existing station would be seen to be suitable is if certain things, I believe, such as disability access, etc., are cut back. Now, Taoiseach, up to now, it was a case that it was rank and file Gardaí saying this, but it's now my understanding that this is the position of Garda management. But as well as that, Taoiseach, to add insult to injury, we also have a situation where there is no armed response unit in Sligo. I checked the situation yesterday. From 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. yesterday, if needed, an armed response unit would have to come from Ballyshannon. That is, if it wasn't already engaged in north, south, west or east Donegal. And from 7 p.m. last night to 7 a.m. this morning, if an armed response unit was needed, it would have to come from Galway, 140 kilometres away. Again, that's if it wasn't needed in Galway, Roscommon or Longford. In that case, the armed response would have to come from Cavan. Taoiseach, this is totally untenable that for 12 hours out of every day, sometimes daytime, sometimes nighttime, if an armed response unit is needed in County Sligo or Leitrim, it has to come from Galway, which is towns like Manorhamilton, for example, 160 kilometres away. So it seems, Taoiseach, that the message from government to the people and the police force in Sligo is that policing in Sligo is being downgraded. And Taoiseach, people need answers from your government as to why this is happening.
Thank you, Deputy Harkin. Taoiseach.
Well, first of all, I thank Deputy Harkin for raising the issue. We've provided substantial resources to An Garda Síochána. Some of the issues you are raising are operational issues. The Garda management, I'm told, to keep the distribution of resources under continual review in the context of policing priorities and crime trends to ensure their optimum use. The Garda Commissioner is, as you know, by law, responsible for the management and administration of An Garda Síochána, and that includes the deployment of resources and the personnel matters and the allocation of Garda resources is made in the light of operational demand, and that includes the deployment of personnel across the various Garda divisions. Close to 2 billion, or 1.952 to be exact, was allocated in 2021. It's an unprecedented budget. Now, obviously, COVID-19 is a factor in that and has placed considerable strain and stress on Garda Síochána, who've responded magnificently, I think, to the challenges of COVID-19, and I want to acknowledge that. And the budget 2021 will allow for the recruitment of up to 620 new Gardaí and an extra 500 Garda staff. So there substantial resources have been allocated. Now, in respect of Garda, the Sligo Garda station, I don't have the details in respect of the sequence of events that you have outlined in respect of this. I know other deputies have been in touch as well, and Deputy McCharlie would have been in touch with me in relation to this. But I'll talk to the Minister for Justice and ask if we can get a report back on this, because we do accept and believe that all facilities have to be fit for purpose for An Garda Síochána to operate within, have to be quality buildings. Obviously, there are challenges in the capital programmes there to improve and to enhance, and I'm not, I think that's something that we believe in. I will talk to the Minister in relation to this, and as I say, all other matters essentially are operational matters for the Garda management and the Garda Commissioner.
Thank you, Taoiseach. Deputy Harkin.
Thank you, Taoiseach, and thank you for your response and the fact that you've said you will speak to the Minister. And yes, many of these decisions are operational. But I have a letter here from the Minister for Justice on the 16th of February telling me that a review of the decision to build a new station in Sligo determined it is no longer justified. But what does that mean? Back in 2017, over 150 Gardaí walked out of Sligo Station because of deplorable working conditions. How bad was it for that to happen? This isn't a politician saying we need a new Garda station. It's the Gardaí themselves. It's Garda management. And you told me just now 202 billion allocated. But where was it allocated? And you told me 620 new Gardaí. Well, I'll tell you this much, Taoiseach. They will not be accommodated in Sligo Garda station, which is bursting at the seams, and this decision needs to be revisited now.
Deputy Harkin, Taoiseach, to conclude.
Well, first of all, I accept the Deputy's commitment to this issue. As I said, I will discuss this with the Minister. Fundamentally, Garda management are responsible for the deployment of resources, and they may have a particular perspective on the facilities, but I will seek a report on this from the Minister and the background to it. And as I said earlier, very substantial resources have been allocated now. It's close to 2 billion is what I was saying. And I think that by any yardstick is a very significant increase and represents a demonstration of the government's commitment to resourcing An Garda Síochána in challenging times. I don't get involved in the operational allocation of those funding, of that funding, be it capital or be it current. And clearly, I will engage with the Minister in relation to this specific issue.